a bit early. But that's okay. So the one thing that I wanted to request, right? People, I could see a couple of new faces here, right? If they haven't shared their details yet, I would request you to share your details in the chat window. That's one. And right, we already have one demo yesterday. This is a continuation demo. So if you wanted to have the detailed level information about that demo as well, so please share your details, reach out to admin team. They will provide you the yesterday's recording as well. So you will not miss any important things. Don't worry. To continue, I'll give the high level recap for the new people. So we'll start with the recap and then important details and the practical example. That is how we would take it forward. Right. Extremely sorry. My throat is not well. My throat is not well today. So just please bear with my throat. Okay. So so for the new people, I wanted to introduce myself. My name is Gopi. I have 10 plus years of IT experience, currently working as a team lead for one of the top MNC for a data engineering team. And right? So other than that, I have also good experience in teaching. I've been giving trainings here since 5 years, even more than that, I guess so. Right? I hardly remember when I started, but it's been a while. So right, as in sorry. So as an working professional, I have good amount of experience. Right. As a trainer, I have good amount of experience. With that, you can note we are into the safe hands. And other than that, right, if we speak about our institute, right, we are majorly focused onto the data. Whatever we are going to cover is completely under the data. For example, right, if you wanted to learn Power BI, data analytics, Microsoft Fabric, ADF, Azure Databricks. Okay, so all of these things are covered by our institute, and it's not just right. We are one of the institute that covers these things, but we are leading in the market. We have one of the best trainers, whatever course we have taken. Right. So if you're here for some other courses as well, you can just enroll for the other courses, go through the couple of demo sessions, then you will understand the depth of the trainer that we have, so that you can enroll for the courses, right? And so with that note, let us start the today's session. But let me recap the yesterday session. Right, yesterday we have discussed about what is data engineering. Right, so what is data engineering? Right, why data engineering has been it is used. Right, data engineering is nothing but cleaning the raw data, right, raw data, and making sure we keep the clean data sets, right? So building the pipelines, right, pipelines that takes the raw data and produces the cleaner data as an output. Okay, it's not as simple as you see here, like simple pipeline. Just take the raw data. There would be a tool which converts. No, there is a lot of process here. We would learn every single detail that we wanted. That is called data engineering. So data engineering. So we do the data ingestion, collecting from okay, right, data ingestion, take the raw data, data cleaning, okay, data storage and warehousing, preparing data sets for data analytics and data science team or any other business team, okay, and building pipelines which automatically runs all of these things once you build it. Right, it's not like every day you'll come take data, clean, store, clean, do that. Once you prepare it, this should automatically run it. So that is what we would be doing as a data engineer. So that is what we have discussed this yesterday. Okay. So people who wanted to listen that and they wanted to go through the detail level information, so they can reach out to the admin team. They will provide you the recording session. So you will understand. And why data engineering important? For example, right? We have a business, okay, business which will have the raw data, right? Every single click, search, whatever you make, that will become raw data for us. Let us say you wanted to build some dashboard, okay, build some dashboards using Power BI or any other dashboarding tool. You wanted to run some data science models to show the recommendations, everything. Or else you have some AML models which you wanted to run on top of your data, right? Some business people wanted your data to understand. Okay, they wanted to do some sort of analysis. Okay, not audible. Is it for everyone? Are you able to hear me? Loud and clear,
Yeah,
sorry.
we can hear you clearly.
Venkatesh garu, maybe you might have some technical issues. Please, alright, rejoin again so that your technical issues would get resolved only. Sorry, so I think majority of the people are able to hear. Okay, after this, right? After this session, okay. Now, right, if the people consumes this raw data, right, what if the data is right wrong? So the raw data is will always have some missing piece of informations, right? Unclean structure, no structure or unstructured, right? There should be no proper structure. There could be any form of data, right? All of these things would directly pass to your all of these things, and if the data is wrong, all of the end business requirements would be wrong. So that to overcome this problem, right? So we can't directly ingest the raw data here, right? Raw data here. Am I right? So we wanted to make our data clean, right? We wanted to make our data clean so that now a data engineer would come into the picture, right? Who is he? Data engineer. He will take the data that is right called ingestion, okay, clean the data, structure the data, prepare data sets, and provide the clean data sets for the people. From here, for example, this team need only the specific data, they will take it. For data science people, they will take this data set. AML, right, business, like that, they will take only the cleaner data. Now everything goes right here because you have the cleaner data. So if the data engineers is not available in between, so there would be no cleaner data for the people to consume. If there is no cleaner data or then no proper data available, so your dashboards would be wrong, your data science models would be wrong, AML models would be wrong, your business requirement, all right, or else business insights, whatever they have been seeing, will be completely wrong. So that's the importance of data engineering. They are like a backbone to any company to make sure their data is right and they are consuming the right data for all the end requirement. Right? That's the importance of data engineering. That is why we are learning data engineering. Right? So apart from this, what we have learned in the yesterday session, right? This is also recap for the yesterday, right? The people who joined yesterday, because we straight away we are not jumping into the new topics. We just right. You might have forgot the yesterday session, or right, we might miss few important things. So that is what I've been covering it in 5 minutes. So people who missed the yesterday session, and right, I have covered the entire things whatever I am covering in now in 10 minutes. I have covered in 1 hour, so that the detail level explanation with the proper analogies has been given there. So please get back to the admin team and request for the recording. You will get that, or else please share your details in the chat window. Automatically you will get everything, your name, phone number, email address. That is what we do. So Please do not miss that. Please share your details in the chat window, your name, phone number, email address. Now, after this, we have discussed about 5V framework, if you remember, right? What are they? So, data size, data speed, quality, right? Types, and sorry. So, and different velocity that we receive, right? With all of these things, we right with these different kind of details, right, we have to work on big data processing. What is big data processing? So we have discussed it yesterday. So right, as we work on larger amount of data, we won't work with smaller or amount of data. We might work 100 gb, 1 tb, 1 right, 2 tb, right, all petabytes of data, terabytes, petabytes of data. So to work with that, traditional approach like Hadoop and other things cannot process the data that is required in the past, right, fast as we require, right? So that is what we use modern technology called Spark, right? We have discussed about Spark is a distributed computation engine which provides the computation by distributing your data across multiple machines, and from there, right, and from there it will process everything in parallel at the same time and process in memory means RAM, which is 100 times faster than your previous approaches. So as the modern technology needs faster data output processing speed, so your Spark would provide you those things, and your Databricks is a platform that helps you to work with Spark, and your Azure provide the resources. This is what we have discussed. So don't worry. I will give the clear examples in the today's session as well, and we will move on. Right. Sorry. Right. Today why I don't know, my throat is not supporting well. But however, like, let's continue with these things. So these are the few things that we have discussed, and with that, right, let us stop the recap and let us jump into the session today. Right, let us jump into the session today. So if you have any questions, I would request you to feel free to unmute yourself and ask your questions. Okay. So let us first understand the Azure only. So what is Azure? So Azure, so we are here to learn Azure Databricks, right? You're telling about the Spark, you're telling about Databricks, right? Different things. So why you have mentioned Azure? So Azure is a cloud platform only. What do I mean by that? So if you know cloud, right, if you know about cloud concepts and cloud providers, Azure is a cloud provider. So don't worry if you don't know it, I am here to help you out. So Azure, right, is one of the cloud providers. So what they provide for us, right? Let us say you have a company, and let us think you are as a company owner for now, right? Don't worry. Yesterday I made you to be a business owner. Today I'm making you to be a company owner, right? Okay, let us say you have one of the top MNCs, you are running an MNC. Now let us say, as per the business need, you want a larger amount of storage, and to provide some computes you wanted larger number of servers. Servers is nothing but the computers which works in the background. Let us say you wanted 100 g, right, 100 TB, 100 PB of data. Okay, and you wanted some security to maintain all of these things. You wanted to hire resources, right, and engineers to maintain these all things. Everything is expensive for you, right, expensive for you. Am I right? Now to overcome this problem, let us say now today it's right, you understand this problem, right, then you will understand what is the importance of cloud provider. So maybe in the starting you will only 100, right, use 100 gp, right, out of 100 petabytes of data, but unwantedly you have kept the remaining and you are paying for it. You already paid for it. Am I right? So which is wastage of? right? After 5 years and 10 years, your 100 PB is full, and you wanted to get one more 100 PB of data. You have to pay it again, and right, even upscaling, and you have to reconfigure everything again here, so which is very difficult. And maintaining servers physically in your, you wanted space for these cooling systems, for these engineers to maintain these things. If there is server up, server down systems, you have to manually maintain all of these things, which is very, very difficult. Security maintenance and resource and engineer payments, so everything is expensive for them, right? So that is what the reasons these cloud providers, so like Azure, right? Like Azure, AWS, GCP, right? Cloud providers, what they have done? Don't worry about the storage. I will provide you the storage for very cheaper cost. Let us say now today you wanted 100 GB. Take only 100 GB. Tomorrow, if you need 120, I'll simply increase your storage system. Auto upscale, right? Auto scaling, right? Automatically whatever, right? Or else you don't, right? One day, after 2 3 days, you don't need this much of data, you have removed duplication and all, you need only a automatically that would get reduced, and your cost also will get reduced according to that, right? Someday your storage has been increased to 100 TB. Auto scaling would help you to move faster, right? So, and this is much cheaper cost than you're buying it and maintaining it. And not only this, they also provide computation. What is what, right? Cloud computation, right? AWS, Azure, GCP, all are cloud computation providers. So what is computation? Let us say you have data. You simply will not save the data, right? You wanted to process it, right? You wanted to clean it, keep it, right? Consume it, right? Everything you have to do. For doing everything, you need some virtual machines, servers, everything. So don't need to worry about those things. I am maintaining my own server. So whenever it is needed for you, I will provide it. Let us say you need only 12 VMs now. I will provide it. Tomorrow you need 100 VMs. I will provide it. You only pay for your use. For example, you have used the missions for 10 minutes. Only pay for 10 minutes. You don't need to pay for the entire day. Pay as much as you use. So that is what the cloud providers would help you. And what about security? Don't worry about the security. I'll provide the industry best security for you, right? Your data will not be lost, your computations will not be lost, right? Everything will be very, very secure, right? 99.999% availability, right? So what if the servers is down? Don't worry, we will provide 99.9999% availability. So in whatever case it may be, so you will be keep on accessing at any cost. So, and there is no engineer maintenance, there is no resource handling, nothing is needed, because everything is taken care by your cloud providers. That is what Azure does. For example, for your as a data engineer, now you wanted to work on data. So you will get the data and keep it in ADLS Gen 2. Right? ADLS Gen 2 is a storage account only. Storage account. Okay. So to store your data, we will use the ADLS Gen 2, which is provided by. So now you're right, you will use the Spark, right? Spark to process your data. Am I right? Now your Spark need 4 virtual machines. Okay. So your Azure will provide those 4 virtual machines, right? Data security is needed. Okay, your Azure will provide that. You wanted to some, right, collaborate these things. You wanted Databricks. Okay, your Azure will provide that service. You wanted to connect Azure, right, Databricks to ADLS Gen 2. Your Azure will provide the services for that. You need ADF. Azure will provide you that. You need some secret, you wanted to send some secrets, that means your passwords and other things, your Azure will provide the key vault. So all the services will be taken care by your Azure. And okay, now, okay, I know we have understood what is Azure, right? Any questions on the Azure now? Yesterday we have told Azure is an infrastructure provider. We haven't given proper things now. Right now, with that, you would understand what is Azure is. Azure is a cloud computing platform which provides you the storage, computation power, security, integration, right? Enterprise ready ecosystem for you. You just need to utilize them. That's it, right? So we just pay as much as you use. If you use 80 GB, you will pay for that. You will use 100 GB, you will pay for that. You use 4 virtual machines, you will pay for that. Only for the time that you use it, right? You know, you will not overpay, you will not less pay. You will pay exactly for the time and amount that you have used for. So that is the cloud. So we choose Azure here, okay? And Databricks is a unified cloud platform for data engineer, data scientist, machine learnings, analytics, for everything. So no need to get confused on it. It's simple, right? Now your Azure will provide you the resources. Your Databricks will help you to utilize those resources and do the data processing using Spark. So these will provide the interface for you to write the code, manage the clusters and everything. I'll show you. Don't need to worry about this. So this is one platform where we do the actual data engineering. And if your organization having data, right? Let us say your organization is having Databricks here. Okay, you have brought the Databricks in. Your data engine is actually, right, who puts the raw data to final cleaner data. Okay, cleaner data. Now you're right, your data analyst, data scientist, business people, everybody can access this data inside the Databricks itself. You don't need to take it out, utilize it. It's like one platform which provides all the facilities for you. It can also integrate with external tools like Power BI, Tableau, and many other things. Okay, so that's Databricks. And Spark is like computation engine, right, which distributes your data. You could see, right, in the regular process, if you see here, right, in the regular process, it's like in the right, if you understand this one, right, we can simply jump on to the next topic, right? In the traditional approach or old approach, let us say in the regular data processing, we'll use one mission, right? Right, let us say you have wanted to do 100 GB of processing. Everything will be on disk, which would be slow, sequential, one step after the other step after the other step, 1 2 3, it should go in the sequential order, and which would be completely slow, right? If you take the data processing with the Spark, right, it would be distributed across multiple machines, process in RAM, okay, and 1 2 3 at the same time, parallel execution. So which would be 100 times faster. This is what I'm been telling you. So right, sir, yes, since yesterday we've been seeing you. Give me a best analogy to understand it. I know. Still we have some questions. Okay. So Spark architecture. Let us understand this. After understanding what is Spark, Azure, and other things, I'll come back to this step. Okay. So to work with Spark, okay, to work with Spark, you have to know few things. So Spark will work on some coding, right? You have to write some codes to work with the Spark. Okay. So what are their codes? So by default, right, Spark provides Scala, right? This is a native Spark native language, but this is not famous, right? So this is the one PySpark, right? PySpark, which brought Python, right? Spark to the Python. PySpark is in Python library only. So that is what I have told you yesterday. You have to have the basics of Python. So because we use the PySpark to work with Spark, because this brings Python to Python, oh, sorry, Spark to Python world. And okay, why we have to come to Python world? What is the importance of Python? So if you take any role on the data, let's say data analyst, data scientist, AML models, right? Runs on which language only? For data analyst, we will run on Python, Pandas, NumPy, Seaborn, Matplotlib. These are the libraries for Python. Am I right? For data scientist people, we do have deep learning, machine learning, okay, Here we have RAG models, right? Many other Python libraries. Completely, these are all part of Python. Am I right? So all the data related or the feature related things on Python language. So if we can bring our data engineering as well to Python, using PySpark, right? Python Spark. PySpark in the sense Python Spark. So with this language, we can write all our transformations in the, and you're right, in the today's world, 90% of your organizations work with PySpark. When you work with Spark, and when you work with Spark, they are asking, do you know PySpark code to write? So that is why we have chosen PySpark to communicate, and we will also learn Spark SQL in the process. So if you know SQL, you are able to write SQL queries end to end. So you can also write the Spark transformations in using Spark SQL, right? So if you want, you can write in Java and R as well, but these are not much compatible as much as possible with the PySpark. Okay, so PySpark is one of the trending things. So if you choose see any job for post with the Spark, they will just you will just see whether you know PySpark or not. They will ask just this question, right? Even they won't ask you to know SQL, so they will just mention it as SQL. If you know SQL, it would be easy for you to write Spark SQL. But PySpark is a one important thing that you wanted to know to work with the Spark. So Spark is used to transform your data, load, transform, sorry, extract, transform, load. So all of these things we would done with PySpark code only, right? And so we will write some codes here and then we will do that. So with that, so PySpark is the one thing that we wanted to know to work with the Spark only, right? Hope you understood this one. Now, let us simply understand this analogy. With that note, right, I think you would be very much clear with the all the different things we have discussed so far. And what are they? I've told you about Spark. I told you about PySpark. I told you about Databricks. I know still many people have questions, right? Sir, still I can't relate what is that? Okay. Don't worry. I am here. Okay. Now, simple and let us think. You right. Your Spark is like an engine, Andy. Right. It right. You can't see it, right? Every single time you can't see it. Right, when you have some repairs, you wanted to see that, so you will open the bonnet and see. So Spark is like an engine which will be there inside your Databricks. Okay. Now, to run the engine, okay, to run the engine, you have to put the fuel, right? Okay. Car can run on petrol, diesel, gas, now electricity. Right, the same way, your Spark can run with Scala, PySpark, Spark SQL or Java. So our car will run on PySpark. Simple. So PySpark is like a fuel to make sure you run your Spark engine. Okay, you're running the Spark engine, which is the fastest engine that we have right now. Okay, so Spark will run to 200 300 kilometer per hour. So we need a better car, right? So can you run them on smaller cars like our Maruti 800 or simply like Nano and other things? No, right? Those cars cannot withhold those things. So that is what we have a wonderful platform called Databricks, right? Which will hold the your engine, right? We will put the PySpark inside the engine to run it. Databricks holds it. So which will make you an entire car. Okay. Now you have the car, you have the Spark engine, right? You have petrol to run your car. But let us say you don't have a proper road. You have a mud road, right? With all the path holes. Can you run 200 kilometer per hour? No, right? So that is what your Azure is like your infrastructure with a smooth road, right? Without any path holes. It will provide a smooth infrastructure for you. If you wanted to go 200 kilometer per hour, it will provide a best road. You wanted to go 10 kilometer per hour, it will provide the road according to that. So Your Azure is like an infrastructure, roads, toll gates, right? Everything, right? Signboards, everything. Your Databricks is your car where you will sit, you will drive everything. Your Spark is a engine running inside your Databricks. PySpark is the fuel that you're going to put it, right? I hope with this analogy you will understand everything, but don't worry, right? If something is missing, right, I will show you the real time example. With that note, you will understand it very, very, very clearly, right? Okay. Now, for the people, right, who listened to this yesterday, it's good, right? The new people. So, what are the skills that are required for you to be as a data engineer, Azure data engineer? Yeah, Anil gar, right? I'll take your question in next few minutes, and okay. So now, or else, right? Please feel free to unmute yourself and ask your question, and right, I'll continue. Right.
Okay, can I ask now?
Yeah.
Okay, I just have one question. Like, we can use both, or we can use any one. I mean, Spark or PySpark. Both we can use at a time.
No, Spark is a base engine, Andy. PySpark is like a language that we write to communicate with the Spark. You can write in Scala, you can write in R language, you can write in Java, whatever it is, right? To communicate with the Spark. Spark will not change. Only the language would change.
Still not clear.
Okay. So I could see many new people has joined in. I know they are a bit late. I have recapped the yesterday session, but however they have missed a few important details, right? I would request everybody to share your details in the chat window, your name, phone number, email address. So I'll make sure you will get the yesterday's recording, today's recording, along with the demo materials and the course content. And if you don't want to miss them, please make sure you share your details in the chat window, your name, phone number, email address. That would really help us a lot. Okay. So please do not miss the yesterday's and today's session. So very, very interesting ones. Right. So don't worry, Anil Garu. I'll help explain you these things very clearly in bit of movement. Okay, I'll show you the
Yeah.
practical
Hi,
example.
sir.
You will
Okay.
understand this. Okay. Then even if you have some questions, I'm here to help you. All right. By end of the session, we'll keep the Q&A session again, so you can ask your questions again. Okay.
Sure, thank you.
Yeah. So with that note, let us try to understand what are the important things that you wanted to learn as an Azure data engineer, right? So you have to have the basic knowledge on two things only. One is SQL, the second one is Python. Okay. So these are the things that you need the basic knowledge. Right. So, sir, if I wanted to start from the scratch, how? I don't know SQL, I don't know Python, I'm new to the data world completely. Don't worry. We are providing these two things completely for free as a complimentary once you enroll and pay your fees, right? Enrollment and pay your fees. So get these two resources completely free, right? You will get the recordings for, right, Python and SQL. You can go through them over the weekends. One, right, it would hardly take 2 days for SQL, 2 days for Python to cover all the 10 videos here, all the 10 videos here, right? If you sit for 5 hours each day, right, on the weekends. Okay. So don't worry about these things. Free once you complete your payments. Okay. Once you're done with your payments, you will get these two resources for free. So you can learn Python and SQL from the resources that we are providing. So what are we covering in our live classes? The Azure, for sure, because you wanted to be Azure data engineer. So we will cover the Azure cloud services. What are the cloud services required for data engineer? Okay. Apache Spark, Spark architecture, how to work with the Spark using PySpark and Spark SQL. Okay. And Databricks platform. So this is very, very important, Andy. So let's forget about the Azure for a moment. You wanted to be a data engineer. Spark and Databricks, these two. you are a data engineer for sure. Whether you wanted to be Azure data engineer, AWS data engineer, GCP data engineer, it's depend on the cloud. But Azure and Spark will not change. Azure and Spark is common for everything. So we are learning Azure. Now Azure is one cloud platform. So you master it. So I would say you master it. So after that, if you wanted to be a GCP data engineer, just learn the cloud itself. Cloud and how to utilize those things, right? Now let us say this is like WhatsApp. Okay. This could be your Telegram, right? If you know how to use this, maybe few here and there naming conventions would change. But however, you can easily understand the other concepts as well if you know one cloud. So that is the advantage of clouds. So all of them utilize a similar kind of services only, just that here the name would be different, there the name would be different, that's it. So we are learning Azure because this is trending in the market. So if you learn the trending cloud, so you will have higher number of opportunity. When you have the higher number of opportunity, your landing into a job would be very, very easy. So these two would be common for everything. So this is the one thing you are learning additional. So to be a Azure data engineer, right, Andy? So with that note, right? So just a moment, right? So let us jump into some real-time examples. I'll show you the clear picture how our actual things are going to look like. What is Azure? What are things? How does each thing would work collaboratively here? So how to make a data engineering project end to end? Okay, everything we will see it here, and right now. Okay, let me reshare my screen again. I could see many new people are here, so who have missed few important things here. I would request to share your details in the chat window, your name, phone number, and email address. We would send you the recordings, we will send you the demo materials along with the course content. So please do not miss them. Please share your details in the chat window. Okay. Hope you are able to see my screen, right? With Azure one. Yes, no, please.
Yeah, we can see.
You can see it. Yes, great. Now, so this is the Azure portal. And see, we have created a free account, right, which would expire on August 9th again. So, right, they have provided 20,000 credits. We have already utilized 4,000 credits or something, right, 3,500 credits on something. So you could see, and everything you were able to see cost, right, occurred this month is 2,200. So we have done a couple of projects. So that's what the reason. Okay. So you will also get a free account like this. We will tell you how to create these accounts and all. So you don't need to pay a single rupee for this. So inside this, if you see, oh, I think I have removed couple of things. Sorry. Let me add some, right, how to create the Databricks. Right, here is where you create the Databricks. Sorry, I think I have removed my Databricks as it is taking extra cost. See, this is how we add Azure Databricks. Okay, so we could see it here. I'm adding the Azure Databricks now. This is my Microsoft Azure account. So from here, we have created the resource groups. So you will understand what is resource groups, how to create them, what are storage accounts, what is Azure Databricks account, how to create them. Okay, so what are regions? So each one of this you will learn it very, very clearly only. Okay. So it will take a minute or two to create, but meantime, we will learn everything. Okay. So while this is getting created, I'll show you few things. All right. So once this is created, I'll come back and I'll help you out to. Right. Just a moment. Sorry. So let me share one more thing here. Okay. In the meantime, this will take a minute or two to get created here. Okay. So you could see, right, ADB is getting created, but you will not have the launch. It will take 5 minutes to deploy everything. It might need lot of resources. See, we don't have launch yet. You will get launch in 2 minutes. In the meantime, let us cover few important things and we'll come back here in a minute. Okay. So before to that, this is your Azure portal and you will get an account like this and you will get to know what is resource groups, how to add resources inside that, what is storage account, what is Databricks, what is manage entry ID, how to utilize your service principals, access connectors, every single detail. And you could see, right, inside this we do have also cost management. You will understand how your cost is happening. So you could, on the overview, reporting analytics, cost analytics, if you go to this one, don't worry, you will get to know every single piece of information from here. Okay. So you can just go with this one view where you could analyze lot of how your cost is being encoded. See? So this is so one day I have spent 1600 on July 15th. All right, like this. So sorry, it's like accumulation. Okay. So like this is it is been going up. And which areas? Logic app is taking 900 rupees for me. Okay. NAT gateway 600 rupees. Events are 500 rupees. So all of the services you are able to see. You might not know what is Logic app, NAT gateways, events app. Don't worry, you will get to know each one of that in our actual classes. Okay. So this, right, you can create Azure SQLs, Cosmos DB, virtual machines, storage accounts. There are many things here, right? This is one place where you will get the resources. Okay. So it will take a minute or two to get created everything. So see, your Azure Databricks account is created now. Great. It's a bit fast today. Lucky. So from here, if you go to Azure Databricks, okay. Now you would see the launch icon there. See, if you click on this one, now from Azure, we are landing into our Databricks. See, Azure is providing all the required things for you. Okay. Now this is the Databricks account. Okay. Now you could see here is where we have workspaces. See, we do have notebooks. So here is where we will write some codes, everything. So I'll show you one PySpark code as well. Then you would easily understand this one. I'll import one notebook. So let us see this one. So it will have good code actually. So how your Azure is integrated with your Databricks. Okay. See, using access keys, everything. This is the Spark code that I have written. Okay. Spark code that I have written here. So you could see I have written schemas. Okay. Schemas here. And then reading the files, reading the CSV file, you could see spark.read.format. This is all your PySpark code that I have written. Okay. And if I click on run, see you're using Python. then this is a Python Spark code that I have written here. Am I right? So, and if I click on run, this will run in the Spark actually, the Spark background, which is the engine, right? You might not see the engine every single time, okay? But this notebook interface, if you see, this is a notebook for us, right? I could add multiple cells here to write your code. Okay, you are able to see, alright, I'm able to run some codes here. Okay, so this is providing some serverless compute as well, which is giving me some output, right? Whatever I have written. So this interface is provided by your Databricks. It is providing you with the facility to write your Spark code, run your Spark in the background. Am I right? Now, it will provide you the Unity catalog. So what is Unity catalog? Like your database structures, tables, views, materialized views, many things you can write. Right, as a data engineer, you will create this data analyst, data scientist people. You will utilize these things actually, and Unity catalog is a great open source that is utilizing by your Databricks to control your access and everything, to govern your data, right? The Unity catalog is used for governing your data. Okay, who will access, who will not access, who should be accessing this, everything is managed by your Unity catalog. We will get to know each one of that. And jobs, right? Jobs are where actually we will create the, right, let us say I have written some code here. I will tell run every single day at 9 a.m. Everything I can define it here by creating the job actually. Okay, create jobs and DLT pipelines. We can write some DLT pipelines. Compute. This is what we'll understand in a minute only. So I'll take 5 more minutes. Please don't worry about that. See, we'll create the cluster. As I told you, okay. Now if you see personal compute, I have unrestricted, let us say photon acceleration is added. So this is where you will create your virtual machines. That means I'm telling I need 32 GB RAM or else 16 GB RAM 4 core mission. How many? Right, I need 5 missions, 4 missions. I'll tell it here. So this is where your database will provide the interface to manage those things. Okay, interface to manage those things, right? If you just request the create, now your Databricks do not have these missions at all, right? Your Databricks do not have these missions, 32, 16 GB, 4 GB, 4 cores, nothing, right? It should have the Spark runtime of this. Then who would be providing these details? Then you, right, you would see the VM is getting created in your Azure again here. So your Azure will create those resources here for you. In a minute or two, you will see VM is created. Right, disk will be created in a minute or two here, because your database only tells what to do, right? How much you needed, what to be done. So actual resources is provided by your Azure only, right? See, your virtual machine is created, your disk, none of these things are there now. Am I right? So you could see that. So all the resources are provided by your Azure, managed by your Databricks, and utilized by your actual code that you have written. This is nothing but Spark code that you have written, right? So using, right, Spark code can be PySpark or Scala, anything. That doesn't matter. But this is a Spark code that you have written. If you click on run, right, it will utilize those resources, whatever created by your Azure, okay, and managed by your Databricks. And then the actual code would run in the background. So it's said to be created. So you could see now, right? This SQL part is there, right? This is for data analytics and this is for data engineering. This is for AML and data science people. See, you could see different sections provided for each segment of data. So this is one place where all the people can come. So if a data scientist people is there, they'll come here, they will utilize these resources available here. We, right, as a data engineer, we will not touch them. So as a data engineer, it's your responsibility to run the jobs, data ingestion, visual data prep. You create the notebooks, create the Unity catalogs, create the jobs, computes. It's your responsibility to work on these things, right? As a data analyst, for example, if a data analyst team is there, they will write the SQL queries to get the data, create the dashboards, create the alerts, and they will utilize those things, right? So as part of our training, so we will cover these data engineering part and data analytics part as well, how the people are using. Okay. So this is what Databricks and how those things how does the things work in the background, and so this is what we will be learning, and don't worry, this is just an high level information for you. Okay, so we are going to deep dive in the classes. You will get to know what is notebook, how to utilize that, what is query, what is dashboard, how to create a compute, what are catalogs, Unity catalog, Metastore, Unity Metastore, everything you will get to know. Okay, don't worry about that one.
Apache Spark also will cover, sir. Correct?
Yes, Apache Spark also we will cover.
Okay. Both Spark Core, RDDs, all those, right?
Yeah, yes. Spark course, that's very important. Apache, without that we can't do anything, Andy. So
That's right.
that's the heart of our course. Spark. So
Okay.
right, from the Monday, first thing we will start is Spark only.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Okay, Andy? So now after this one, okay, let us try to understand what I expect from you, what you can expect from me. Okay, so our course is designed for 45 days. So but any which ways I'll take 50 to 55 days to complete this one, or let us say 60 days. Okay, 15 more days extra. Please don't mind if I'm taking extra days, but because I wanted to teach you each and everything, right, 45 days concisely, I might not complete all the topics, right? So I will take 5 days or 10 days extra if needed to cover all the topics, because I don't let you go without covering all the topics, and because I wanted to be best data engineers, right? If you have been the good data engineers, I'll get the good name. So as giving a best training, right? So even if it is taking bit more extra time, I won't compromise. I wanted you also do the same, right? Be on the same interest to learn everything. And now to come to the actual classes, we will have Monday to Friday classes, and okay, Monday to Friday classes, 1 hour class every single day, and I wanted everybody to practice at least 1 hour on the topic that I have covered for the day. Okay. So this is very important, Andy. Practice is very important. Otherwise, after the 5th class, you will forget this class for sure. You will forget for sure. If you do the practice, you will remember everything. So, 1 hour class, 1 hour practice. So, 5 days, right? We'll cover 5 classes and 5 practice sessions for each one. Now, in the weekend, right? You will have Saturday and Sunday. I don't wanted you to work on both the days. So, spend 2 hours or 3 hours depending upon your flexibility on Saturday, Sunday. That's it, right? You might have families, you might have friends, you wanted to go or do many things. But in the entire 48 hours, you can easily spend 2 to 3 hours, right? So I wanted you to do the practice, whatever we have covered so far. Let us say I have covered 5 classes. You have to do the practice and right, consolidatedly, right? Here we might go with the individual topic. Here we might go with the individual topic every single day. But after 5 days, consolidatedly, you'll have one big topic, right? You have to practice all of them over the weekend and be ready by Monday again. So Monday we will discuss new topic. Monday to Friday we will discuss new topic. You will do the practice every single day on the new topic. And again on the weekend you have to practice these things so that you will understand how these things are utilized together. Right? How we will be utilizing these things together, right? So as a trainer, I will give my 200% to cover all the topics. Let us say you're doing some practice. You come up with some Q&A, right? Bring up to the questions to the next class itself, so that I will cover them in the next class itself, so that your next practice will not be impacted. Your Q&A will be covered in the next class itself, and next practice will not be impacted with your question and answers, right? Right. You might have many questions, right? If you come up with the questions, I will be the most happiest person, because that means you're giving your time to learn and write down your questions and bring it to me. I will answer every single question. So your questions will be immediately answered and your practice will be continuing. So that is what I wanted as a trainer. So I'll give my best, and don't worry, right? Every day, let us say if you have 1 hour class, I'll cover only 15 minutes for topic, 10 minutes I'll keep it for Q&A for sure. 10 minutes, maybe the same day topics or the previous day topics, whatever you bring the questions, I'll answer it in the same day. Every day you will have the Q&A session, not like, right, let's listen to 5 days and you ask Q&A, nothing like that. You can ask Q&A at the end of the session, maybe for the same session I have taught, or the previous sessions what you have heard, what you are been practicing for, and you have written the questions. So that's way we will master our program by end of the things. Otherwise, let us say first day, after 20th day, if you haven't done any practice, right, so far, after 20th day you will not remember what we have covered. You will have big question mark for sure. There is no doubt about it. So I wanted everybody to do the practice, spend your 200% here. So I'm not asking the entire day or nothing, right? Listen to the class for 1 hour, give the practice for 1 hour at least. And over the weekends as well, only give 2 to 3 hours. That's it. That's very good enough for us to become a data engineer. And right, by end of the training, I'll cover 2 projects for you. 2 projects for you as a separate one, right? While the course is going on, you will also be covered one, total of 3 would be there, right? Maybe while course is going on, you might not see this is a separate project. This is part of our course. But however, at the end, 2 projects separately will be provided for you. So that's my promise. So with that note, I think we are over by 10 minutes now already. So I wanted everybody to share your details in the chat window, your name, phone number, and email address. So publicly or privately, I didn't understand your question, Andy. So whoever you have some questions, now the session is open for Q&A. You can ask your questions. I'll answer it. There is no right question. There is no wrong question. If you have a question, please put down here. I will answer it. Okay.
Sir, are we going to cover Azure Data Factory as well into this course?
Azure Data Factory is a completely different course altogether, but however, we will give you high level information where does this is used, and in one project I'll show you how the Azure Data Factory will be used and high level information for you.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a completely different course, and that alone will take almost 40 days to learn. We do have, right, our institute has already providing that course as well. This is completely focused onto your Databricks.
Okay, sir.
They should have the access, Vignesh Garu. Right, if they have the access for the Databricks, yes, they can over the internet. It's not like your on-premises applications. Okay, any questions, Andy? Feel free to unmute yourself and ask your questions. Right, I'll open the chat window as well and I'll keep the ready.
Hello, good morning, sir.
Yes, Andy, please.
Sir, actually, currently I was working as a data engineer only, but for upskill for my purpose, I was trying to join some course.
Okay.
Okay, so actually here you are saying that we will complete the 3 projects, right? In the Azure Databricks.
Yeah.
So it would be the end to end, right? From the data ingestion to the complete until gold layer tables.
Gold layer, right? Medallion architecture would be covered, gold layer would be covered, and I'll also cover the deep, Databricks bundles, how to deploy as well.
Okay, in this process, the data sets we are using CSV files, sir, or we will take any real time project what you are already working now.
So
Because in the real time,
one project would be on the CSV files only because I wanted to show you the batch ingestion. Okay, not the CSV files there. I would say Azure SQL tables. We'll take the
okay.
data from Azure SQL tables for one project. Right. In the
Oh,
classes, whatever I'm saying, the classes one is not you might not see it like an end-to-end project because that's like I would say right. While classes are going, this is where your job set should be created. This is how the real-time notebooks would look like, and I'll write the code like that. But after the
hmm.
end of the session, okay, let's say we have ended all the topics individually. I would show one batch ingestion using Azure SQL. Let us say your data is in Azure SQL, how to bring it to gold, right, bronze, silver, gold layer, and right. And I'll show
Okay.
you one streaming data. If a continuous flowing data is there, we will use events hub. So if you right, I hope you have seen my Azure cost things now, right? You have seen event hub, right? You
Hmm.
have seen
Hmm.
logic app, right? Those are for my streaming data project that I have shown. The same streaming data project I'll show you for you as well, right? How the streaming data can be captured.
Okay. So this will be the batch process you will show now, sir, with by using the tables, sir.
Batch process using Azure SQL, streaming
Hmm.
data using some API calls.
Okay. Okay. For the
So
API, sir.
Spark streaming will be covered here
Yeah, Spark structure streaming would be covered. Yes.
as part of the Spark course, right?
Yes, as part of the Spark code.
Okay,
Okay.
so since we are using only Azure Databricks here, so the
Yeah.
pipeline task also will be done in the Azure Databricks only, right?
Yes,
Not we are
Azure
not using the
Databricks itself.
AWS here. Yeah, but then we need the codes also, no, sir, for to run the task and all. In the backend, we need the notebook codes also, right? We have to develop by using either PySpark or maybe
Yeah, that is
SQL or
what.
Python.
So from Monday, right? We start
Hmm.
from Monday.
Hmm.
So we would start with the PySpark only. So you first thing you have to know is how to write the code. So
Yeah.
then, right, how we can write the same, right? Let us say first if we know how to write the code, so then the same code can be utilized, and
Okay.
then we will write the same coding stuff in the Databricks notebooks only.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, sir.
So no need to worry, right? It's right. I'll start it like if somebody who do not have any data background. Okay, some people might come from non-IT as well, right? Or else some people completely new to this, right? They just came out of the college and they joined the data engineering. So even they will understand it very clearly only. So from that level to advanced level, I'll cover it. So you don't need to worry about that. You will learn PySpark, Spark structure streaming, Spark optimizations, right? Everything and database optimization techniques, delta lakes, DLT pipelines, right? Whatnot, right? Everything in end to end. Yeah, Anil garu.
One question. Just need the course contents. Can you please?
Sorry.
Hello.
Yeah, your voice is not clear, Anil.
Is it okay now?
Yeah. Tell me, Anil. Yes.
No, just one course content actually.
Yeah, you will get that by from the admin team today, Anil.
Okay. Fine. Yeah.
You call them.
Hmm.
So if you don't get it, you call them. They will provide you the course content. You will get the demo recordings. You will get the course content. You will get the demo material as well, right? Including these PPTs.
Sure. Okay.
So we will provide everything. And
Yeah. Thank
Sir,
you.
class timings?
9 to 10 and if there is any um, any other timing requirements, please do let me know or the institute let the institute know so that we will plan accordingly. And but we are planning 9 to 10 by from Monday, immediately from Monday. So please do not miss it, right? If you are really interested, please join as soon as possible. Otherwise, right, you have to go back, listen to the recordings again. So I don't wanted everybody, right? I wanted everybody to listen to the live classes. So live classes would be more interesting. So please make sure you enroll as soon as possible so that you will not miss any of the important class. And the first class would be Spark architecture. Very, very interesting class, I would say. Okay. Okay, and with that note, can we wind up for today?